Good morning, dear children. Myself, Mrs. Tanushri Burman. I'm here to take your literature class. Okay. Now, to begin with, let us discuss some things which are related to your life too. Now, children, many of you believe in God. In fact, I'll say 95% will be there who will say that you believe in God. Of course, there are some exceptions. They have their own explanations and own philosophy in life. So, there is no compulsion or nobody forces you to worship God. It should come from inside, isn't it? So, worship to God. Actually, what is worship to God? Do you really think just going to big temples and giving big offerings or donations to God only then God will shower blessings on you? No, actually it is not so. Actually it is not so if you talk of the philosophical context. God will never love you just because you are giving too much of offerings to God. The principle says that when you love other human beings, when you show your compassion towards love and compassion towards other human beings, that time God will surely bless you. So it is not necessary the big show of what we say of the people that going to temples every now and then and visiting religious places or going to pilgrimages. So these are not the ways when God will really appreciate you. Instead of that, if you really do something for the poor people, try to see that your money is used for the poor people. That time really God will feel very happy. And you will also have that satisfaction that you have helped somebody. Okay, so there is a very wrong misunderstanding that God blesses only when you give big offerings to God. It is wrong, children. It is very wrong. If you are also under that impression, really it is very wrong concept. You have to change your concept if you are going by that concept. Really, you have to show empathy, sympathy, love and compassion towards other human beings. Then only you can prosper in your life. Then only God will shower blessings on you. You will be blessed by God. Okay, so based on this concept, one beautiful poem is there in your textbook, Abu Ben Edom. Okay, this is poem 9, Abu Ben Edom. This is for class 10th, literature. Okay, and it is written by Leigh Hunt. Okay, now let's just see the details of the poet. He was part of the Romantic movement. Romantic movement. Okay, then he was a poet, editor, writer, and critic. Okay, then the poems which Leigh Hunt write, the themes of the poem are patriotism, love for nature, okay, and friendship. Then, this poet had vast knowledge of classical literature and had knowledge of many foreign languages. so this is all information about Leigh Hunt. Let's see the poetic devices. See children, generally the poem which are in religious form, they are in the form of a couplet. Okay. Now, this poem is a kind of a fable. What is a fable? Fable is a short story which gives you a moral. Okay. So this poem is in the form of a fable, in the form of a story which gives you some moral. Okay. Then, poet is avoiding too many figures of speech. Okay. Then, the poem touches your heart. Okay. Then, couplet form, and the rhyme scheme of the poem is AABB. Okay, and simile and symbolism is used over here. I'll just explain afterwards which is the simile and symbols used over here. Okay, now we'll just go through the theme of the poem. Okay, the theme is based on real and true worship of God. Okay, then rewarded by God. When are you rewarded by God? When you love other human beings. Okay, and the people, those who avoid other people or dislike or hate other human beings, will never be appreciated by God, are hated by God. Okay, then going to temple and visiting pilgrimage places, all these things are of no use. Your noble deeds will take you all to the path of pleasure, and God will shower His love and blessings on you only when you do noble deeds in the society for other human beings. So let's quickly have a glance. Abou Ben Adhem, it is written by Leigh Hunt. The name of the poem is Leigh Hunt. This poet is a part of the Romantic movement. He was a part of the Romantic movement. He is a poet, he is an editor, he is a writer and critic. His poems are generally based on themes like patriotism, love for nature and friendship. Then, he is well known for classical literature. He has a vast knowledge in classical literature and he knew many foreign languages. Okay, this is the specifications of the poet, some important descriptions of the poet. Okay, now the poetic devices used in the poem. The poem is in the form of a fable. Fable is a short story which gives you a moral. Okay, then in this poem, the poet avoids too many figures of speech. Not many figures of speech are used in the poem. This poem really touches your heart since it gives a moral message at the end of the poem which you can also relate it to your life. Then this poem is in the couplet form, 2 lines, isn't it? And the poem, the rhyme scheme following the poem is AABB. And there is one simile used in the poem, that is, if you go through the poem in the textbook, 4th line, making it rich and like a lily in bloom, like, direct comparison is made. That is why the simile, this is only the figure of speech which is used in the poem more effectively. Okay, then symbolism here, see 5th line, an angel writing in a book of gold. Book of gold symbolizes the richness of a man, those who love God. Okay, so this is simile used over here like this, and this is the symbol used over here in the poem like that. Now, when we come to the main theme of the poem, the main theme of the poem is real and true worship of God. So what is real and true worship of God? That is showing love, compassion, help the needy, doing all these kind things towards other human beings, other fellow beings, only is the true worship to God. Then, when are you rewarded by God? Only when you show compassion, you do good things to other human beings, then only you will be rewarded by God. Then, those who avoid, dislike or hate other human beings, they are hated by God. God will never shower its blessings on the human beings, those who dislike or hate other human beings. Okay, then many people go to temple or offer big donations or offer golds or money to the temples, but if we see the actual fact, these things are just a show off, just a cosmetic look in the society which really will not help you in any way. Okay, then when can you reach God? Only when you do noble deeds. That time you will be blessed by God. So this is the main theme of the poem. Now let me just explain you in short the concept of the poem. What is the story of the poem? As it is said that this poem is in the form of a fable. In this poem, Abu Ben Edom, he is a very pious man, a very, what you can say, a very kind man, and he never hates other human beings. Okay, he worships God, and all the good deeds are done by him, and that is why he is not at all worried, or he is having a very, he is in a sleep. Okay, he is sleeping, and one night he sees in his sleep that some unnatural things are happening in his room. Okay, one vision appeared in his room. The vision was like an angel, and that angel was writing something in one book, and seeing this angel, Abu Ben Edom was not at all worried, because he has never done anything wrong. That is why to see this godly kind of creature, he was not at all worried to see this creature. In fact, he was very happy to see angel, and when he saw angel writing something in a book of gold, it is mentioned in the poem, that time Abu Ben Edom asked one question to angel, and is asking that, what are you writing in this book? And the angel is answering, I am writing the names of those people, those who love God. Okay, those who love God. Okay, so very excitingly, Abu Ben Edom asks, is my name there in the list? Angel says, no, your name is not there in the list. He feels a little bit disappointed, but he tells angel that at least add my name in the list, those who love other human beings. Okay, because he is very much damn sure that he loves other human beings. So he is saying to angel that at least if you are making a list, those who love other human beings, please add my name in that list. And after this, the angel disappears. Then next night, again the angel appears. Okay, and that time again the angel is writing something in one book, and Abu Ben Edom again asks, what are you writing? So angel answers that I am writing the names of those people whom God loves. Okay, whom God loves. Okay, see, there is a difference between we love God and God loves us. Okay, this is the first list which the angel was having, those who love God, and now angel is having a list whom God loves. Okay, whom God loves. And angel answers that your name is the first in this list. Okay, means God loves Abu Ben Edom because he is a very kind man, he is a very helping man, he is doing well-being of the other human beings, he shows compassion towards other human beings. That is why he is loved and blessed by God. Okay, so this was a concept of the poem that since Abu Ben Edom was a kind man and helping nature, and he showed sympathy towards other human beings, that is why he is blessed by God. So the concept of the poem is very much clear over here, which the theme we had discussed in the poem. Okay, now we'll see line by line explanation of the poem. Abu Ben Edhem. It's by Leigh Hunt. Okay. Abu Ben Edhem, may his tribe increase. May his tribe increase means may people like him increase in number. So there should be many more people like Abu Ben Edhem. Awoke one night from a deep dream of peace. So he was sleeping, and in a undisturbed sleep, you can say, okay, very nicely, a very undisturbed sleep, because he is not having any kind of tension, because he is not doing any bad deed. That is why he is not at all worried, okay, and nicely he was fast asleep, okay. Then in his dream he saw within the moonlight in his room. So since this spiritual thing was supposed to be appearing in the room, that time the room was all lighted with the moon. The moonlight was directly entering into the room of Abu Ben Edhem, making it rich. So when the moonlight was entering the room of Abu Ben Edhem, making it rich, the room was looking very rich and like a lily in bloom. So how the lily looks very beautiful when it is supposed to bloom, when the lily is blooming. So that here there is a direct comparison made between the room and lily. Okay, the look of the room looked very pleasant. Okay, it looked like a lily in bloom. Okay, so it is conveying the flowering of the human spirit, how the human spirit is flowered over here. The comparison is made, that is why they have said like a lily in bloom. Okay, an angel writing in a book of gold, and in that moonlight, who was seen over there? An angel. An angel, what was that angel having with her? Book of gold. Book of gold, see children here, book of gold symbolizes the richness of a man, those who love God. Okay, that is why it is said over there, book of gold. This is mentioned over there just to symbolize. Okay, then exceeding peace had made Ben Edhem bold. So if a normal human being is there, that person will surely get frightened by seeing this some godly kind of creature or some spiritual feature. You and I will surely get frightened, or we will really be shocked to see such kind of feature in our room. Okay, that also during the night time. But since Ben Edhem was a peace-loving person, and he was very, very kind and doing all the duties very faithfully, that is why he was not at all worried about the negative points. That is why he was very much sure that something good is to happen. That is why he was not at all worried by seeing the angel, Okay. And to the presence in the room he said, and to the presence in the room means who was present in that room. So who was present at that time? Angel. So he, to the angel, Abu Ben Edhem said, now what he said, see, what writest thou? What writest thou means, what are you writing? The vision raised its head. The vision here means the angel raised its head. And with a look made of all sweet accord. Of sweet accord means in gentle love. Okay, so the angel showed all kind of love. Okay, and in that the angel answered the names of those who love the Lord. So what is the angel writing now? The names of all those people, those who love God. This is what I told you. Okay, now, and is mine one? Said Abu. So on this, Abu is asking the question, when you are writing the names of those people, those who love God, is my name in the list? So see what angel is saying. Said Abu, nay, not so, replied the angel. And what is the angel replying to Abu's question? That your name is not there in the list, those who love God. Okay. Abu spoke more low. So more low means little bit he was shocked, but not that depressed also. Okay. but cheerly still means not that depressed also, and said, I pray thee then, write me as one that loves his fellow men. So he is telling, if my name is not there in the list, those who love God, at least write my name in the list, those who love other human beings. He is very much sure that he loves other human beings. Okay, he is very much sure. He takes care of other human beings. He shows sympathy towards other human beings. That is why he is telling, at least write my name in that list, those who love other human beings. Okay, now, the angel wrote and vanished. So, the angel wrote something and vanished that night. The next night, it came again with a great awakening light. So, next night, again the angel appeared, and it was more beautiful than the previous night. Okay, there was more light in the room, and it was looking more beautiful than the earlier night. Okay, and showed the names whom love of God had blessed. Means, angel was writing the names of those people who are blessed by God. And showed the names whom love of God had blessed. And lo, Ben Eden's name led all the rest. Means, Abu's name was there first in that list. His name was appearing first in that list. In the list of which list? Whom God loves, who are blessed by God. Okay, so again I'll repeat, it is not necessary that you only worship God or you do big offerings to God, then only you will be blessed by God. If you do good deeds, if you give service to humanity, if you do well-being of others, then surely you will be blessed by God. And this is only the concept of the poem, which will really touch your heart, and you can relate it to your life also. Okay, so whenever you think, if I worship temple, or if I just go temple every week, or I make big offerings, then God will bless me. Dear children, this concept is actually very wrong. You give service to humanity, you think good of others, you help others, you look others with respect. Don't treat people inferior to you. Okay, treat people equally. Try to help the people, those who are less fortunate. If you can really help those people, you should help them. These are the ways through which you can show compassion towards other human beings. And by doing all these things, surely God will bless you. So this poem really conveys a very good message, and I hope the concept of the poem is very much clear. It is written in a very easy language which is easy to understand. There is no hidden meaning in that. The poem has beautifully explained the poem, the point which the poet wanted to explain. The poet had explained very beautifully in a very simple language. Anyone who reads the poem or goes through the poem, the poet has conveyed the message in a very subtle form. Okay, so I think the concept of the poem is very much clear. It is really and very inspiring poem. You can relate it to your own life, and if you have some wrong misconceptions about God, please remove those misconceptions, because see, somewhere or the other we also have to understand these things and we have to apply it in our life. So children, try to adopt these things. Wherever you can help people, please help people. There is nothing more important in life than helping others. So try to help others. Try to understand others' feelings. Try to understand the problems of others. Always try to think that if I would have been in that place, what I would have done. Show compassion towards all the human beings, nature, animals. So in this way, if you do good deeds, you will also never be frightened. And you will also get a good sleep every day, because at the end of the day, you will be satisfied that surely I have done something good for the people. So that satisfaction, that inner satisfaction which you get, that will be your achievement. And when you do these all good deeds, no need of sitting hours and hours in front of God or in the temple. God will surely bless you if you do these kind of good deeds for the other human beings or for other living creatures, for animals, anybody it can be. So really, if you do one good deed in a day, surely it will add up, it will sum up in your good deeds. And surely you will be blessed by God. I hope the concept of the poem is very much clear to you all. Still, if you all have any doubts, feel free to ask the doubts, children. Thank you very much for lending your ears for my session. Thank you, dear children.